I spent a lot of years working in Castlemilk and was in and out of police stations, courts, prisons, representing young people who were being charged with possession of drugs. And it was clear to me in those days that this war on drugs was not going to be the answer. And so when I was asked to come back and bring a public health and a human rights-based approach, you couldn't say no, because you got a sense this was a moment where everyone should be doing as much as they can to turn the corner.
The involvement of the change team in designing the Charter of Rights of those affected by substance use has been absolutely fundamental to designing an approach that enables us to tackle stigma, but also enables us to find whole solutions for every individual person, because these are complex circumstances and it's vital that people are listened to, they're understood, and that solutions are designed for them. And fundamentally, I think that's best done not by being designed by government and delivered top down, but emerging from community projects from the bottom up, so that we understand the circumstances of individuals and we address them properly to deliver the best outcomes we can.
When we are talking about people of drug use and substance use, we are actually talking about vulnerable population. They are marginalized, they are stigmatized. Why? Because of the wrong policy. All over the world, we have seen that in the name of war on drugs, the punitive approach which has been going on, it didn't give any result. Instead of serious human rights violation is happening. From this context, the Charter is providing very clear guidance to the Scottish Government and also authorities and others to what to do to address this problem.
I think for me the biggest difference that I would like to see is that people who use the services for drug and alcohol services are treated like human beings, and that they are recognised and valued for the contribution that they can give to society. And so I think for me that's the biggest thing that I would like to see.
Because I've been involved with it for 2 years, obviously I can then translate that into my own organisation. We have one specific project called the Beacons, which is 4 recovery hubs in South Lanarkshire. And we've already started to implement the Charter of Rights there in terms of it being a whole person approach, a whole system approach, having all the commission services working together collaboratively within the Beacons, saving the person having to go from door to door to door.
What I really hope comes out of this is that collectively duty bearers, legislators and policymakers recognise and understand the complexity of a system delivery for public services that put people, not processes, at the heart of what they're doing. And in particular, what I would very much like to see are the enablers in place that allow us to exchange information and data and learning so that we can collectively deliver that system of service, not just those bits of service.
What an amazing day today. I mean, 2 years in the making, and here we have a Charter of Rights for people who experience substance use. And that affects people and families in some of our most marginalised communities in Scotland. And this has been a long, complex, difficult piece of work, but we have got there. And the charter that we have will be owned by people in those communities, and it will give them the opportunity to access services and to claim rights and to put families in the driving seat of some of this work.
Drug deaths are a national shame for Scotland, and the Charter will be a big part of Scotland finally making a shift towards placing people and their human dignity at the centre of all efforts to address drugs deaths. Yeah, the Charter can be implemented by advocacy bodies who can champion people's needs and rights in accessing services that work for them. It can be used by those responsible for how to design services and deliver and monitor them that are based on actually seeing the people for who they are. And this person is not just seen as yet another statistic that's coming through the door. This is what we have to do together, and we'll get there. And so what I was saying today, let's all be the change that we want to see. Let's use this charter to improve and to save people's lives.